let's just grab something and see.
Let's do XPEV. That was one that I was in for a long time, and I think it's starting to. Again, I don't want to miss the opportunity, but it looks like it might be doing well now or something. It looks like it's going up.
Let's see. XPEV, huh?
XPEV.
XPEV. Whoa, yeah, boy, we looked at this one a while ago. Let me get rid of some data. And this must be a fib. Let's get rid of the fib. Okay. This is a daily chart, so let's go to a weekly. So that daily chart was running on this pattern to this pattern. I am going to minimize you guys so I can get you out of the way. This was a new one. So if you look at the relative strength, right, if you were to do what I was doing previously, here's your high and possibly here's your low, right? So there's your first downtrend.
Yeah.
Right. And then you take that point up to here. But interestingly, I mean, that your relative strength didn't get very high on that, which would lead me to believe that your uptrend isn't, I mean, it isn't very strong. It's not going to continue, and it did fall down. So that makes it kind of tough. But if we took this point, right, or even this one here, based on that peak down to here. So with this trend right in this box here.
Yep.
Let's see if we can look. I don't have all my drawing tools. I mean, I can put a, let's see what I can do to try to draw. And then we're going to look at, try to look about here to here. Is that window there? I don't think it won't let me, I don't think it'll let me draw down here. Let's see if it will. Drawing. Let's see if we can put this on here. Nope. Yes. Ooh. Okay. There we go. Back to the pointer. Yeah. So let's see. We can count. I don't know if that's really a crossover right there. This one it definitely is. So that might be 1, 2, 3. This is a 4 and a 5 right there. And then after that 5, you'd be watching it. And at this point, all your colors are the same, right? So the momentum's consistent. And then you're looking for a crossover. So the suggestion would be once you get over to this point here, you have confirmation that your downward trend is now in an upward trend. So, and you can see the channels are starting to go upward. So I would think that channel could possibly keep tilting higher and higher. And if nothing else, you might be able to get back up to these, let's see, these resistance points, probably along here. Let me get a price level. So that would be resistance, I bet. Right here. So if this is your trend shift right there, and we did get 5 points, right? And we had a crossover. So now you could have an upward trend with getting close to $50 almost. So I don't know, Todd, there you go. I mean, it's in a little dip right now. Could be a nice buy-in.
And this was the weekly though. We're using all this on the weekly one.
This is a weekly.
Yeah. So gosh. Yeah. So that's interesting.
So I don't know if we were to flip it to a daily chart. So it makes it harder to count your momentum shifts, right? Because they're they're so frequent. because there's just so much movement. So maybe that's why he suggested working off of a weekly
Weekly.
trend.
Yeah. And then you watch it till it makes the next shift. Is that when it's time to?
That would be the time to get out, right?
That's interesting. I like
So
that.
you could, yeah, you could draw your line again, you know, and follow the pattern up, and when it makes 5 or more momentum shifts, then jump out. So let's look at I don't know, Mayor likes plug, right? What has that one been doing? This is all over the place, and we got a lot of drawings on here. We got channels and channels and channels with this, but this looks like that's your first downtrend, then an uptrend, and then another downtrend. And in this instance, you're not getting 5 points on that uptrend. So that wouldn't have been a full, so it would have been from here all the way over to here. So let's see if we took it. Whoops, let me get to the drawing tool again. I'll try to put the rectangles back in there, line them up with. Oops, it's not liking that. All right, so based on your RSI, right, from high to low, like that, we could count, if we started right here, there's 1, a crossover, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we've reached up to 5. And so now it's going here, and you'd wait for the crossover. So about here, even though it failed a little bit, this would be where you would expect that the trend shift would change. So you would be buying in at this point, and hopefully you're going to get upward momentum. So I don't know, does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
Does.
Okay. So
Andy, I'm always interested, I don't know, it could be terrible, but peak, like PEAK.
okay, let's see. Let's see here. Right. Well, you know, what is this? This is health.
It's Health Peak. It was a client of ours, or is, I guess, and they're a large real estate investment trust. Yeah, they do some.
An REIT. Okay. For healthcare.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Did they pay you out in stock? Is that why you're
No, yeah, I'm just I kind of follow some of our clients, like just on the stocks, and interested on like what they're doing, and how their stocks are trending.
okay. So oh, well, I want to go from this point, you know, on down, based on what our strategy is. But if that's the case, we don't have enough data
Yeah.
yet. And all of this, for the most part, is really a big sideways.
Yeah.
And so that has its own pattern. Even if I were to, I mean, you can see this was just all a big sideways movement until it got to here. So probably applying what we did apply would be to count the momentum points through here to track that the sideways movement is done, right? And then
Mhm.
you would continue from about this point here and count your points downward. Let's see if we were to take it from here. And then on out, right? So you get 1, 2, but according to this strategy, it's still going to have downward movement for
For a little bit.
now. So, and I don't know. Let's see. Let's look at a bigger picture. So they have fallen all the way down below 20. So they could possibly continue to fall or just move sideways. And while the momentum then could have its opportunity to shift for a while. But according to the strategy that we're applying to this, I would say this is not ready to change yet. It could just fall into a pattern where it's going sideways again.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, let's look at,
Yeah.
this is interesting because you're looking at this upward movement right here, but your RSI was really negative.
This one looks like a good one to watch when it really starts to go up.
Yeah, I was watching it for a while, and it was actually on the MACD script a while back. And
Okay. So that's exciting.
yeah,
I don't know. This is really interesting, and maybe because it's real estate, maybe it follows some different patterns, but the relative strength is pretty divergent from the price action here. So
yeah, you're seeing the price is going up, but the relative strength is going down.
yeah, and it continues down all the way through. I mean, this upward movement, the sideways movement, and the downward movement here. I mean, it's just, I don't know what's the volume on this. Let's see if we can add volume back in here to see. All right. So I was getting some pretty high volume around the end here, but a lot of it was negative. And thus you've got the falling price. So, and now volume's starting to fall off a little bit, but some of that's this last one is only because we're in the middle of the week and it hasn't completed out the week yet. But
Oh, okay.
right, because it's only going to have 3 days worth of data, but it still looks pretty low. So I don't know. I mean, I will add it to my list because it's just intriguing.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes charts look different and
Right. Yeah.
to figure out. So, all right. Has anybody got one more? They are looking.
You know, for grins, I've never looked at it, but could you look at CBiz? That's where my brother-in-law works, and I wanted to see how they're doing.
Like C as in cat.
Yeah.
Yes.
CBiz, that one. CBZ looks like.
Oh yeah.
Okay. What do they do? Do you know?
Yeah, they do. They do our accounting, and
Cleveland, Ohio. All right.
they do audits. I think they do a few things, but yeah, that's My brother-in-law works there, but I think one time he told me it's doing pretty good. So I just wanted to see what, I never looked at it.
Well, look, I mean, wow, look at that, right? So Mayor would be thrilled with this. She'll probably tell me I'm doing this wrong. But there's a wave 1 and a 2 and 3. This is how I do it, but there's another sideways one, right? So, and then so you could get a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, and a 5, just like that. And I'm sure, see, this is why we need Mayor's brains, because she would really be able to count it out and find all the peaks for us and tell us exactly where these are. But this obviously has been on a really strong upward trajectory, and this is a weekly chart
Oh, wow.
too. So this has been going on for quite a while, for many years.
That upsets me. I wanted to get in on it when it was a little cheaper at the 1405. But yeah, it looks like it does pretty well, pretty continuously.
Yeah, and goodness. I mean, it'll be interesting because it looks like it's obviously in its sideways correction right now, right? Will it continue going up, or will it have a big downward fall, like an like an ABC correction? So the RSI is like really strong here. Peaked out. So I don't know. It's definitely done well over time, and it looks like they're paying dividends, right? Oh no, those are their earnings numbers. Okay.
And just so you know, like CBiz, like my brother-in-law he was part of the Seth Group, which was an accounting firm. And then CBiz bought him out. They bought out Winter Sylvester and Company, another accounting firm locally here. They've been buying a lot of accounting firms. It's a huge firm now. I don't know, they keep buying accounting firms.
Well, that's impressive, because a lot of times I feel like the companies that are doing the buying their stocks tend to fall a little bit, and I don't know. I mean, maybe they're buying when these are all leveled out. That would be intriguing to kind of see, but
like I'd have to read a little bit more at CBiz, but like they needed an audit side of the branch or whatever. So my brother-in-law, they bought him out to do the audits. They bought another. I mean, they just do a lot of that. Like 2 or 3 of the accounting firms have all been bought out by CBiz. So
wow.
I'm just trying to figure out what they all do, but I just, they've been a pretty strong company. And my brother-in-law has given me little comments here and there, and I've never looked it up. And I thought maybe it's time. Now that you ask, I just remembered, let's look at CBiz. But this looks like a pretty nice trend that they have.
I mean, so far it has a lot of upward movement for sure.
And especially in this bad economy or whatever, this one doesn't look like it really was affected that much.
Oh yeah, it's totally. Let's look at a daily chart. So, I mean, even through the beginning of the year and everything, it still has upward momentum, and it's really sideways. So if nothing else, it's been a safe place.
But this is daily. So you said, so it started at $30.68 or it was around $30.
Yeah.
And it went up $12. Jeez.
Yeah. Yep. So, I mean, right now, again, we can put this rectangle on here and do this sideward. I mean, you can see how it's been kind of sideways here.
Yeah.
But it's got this nice pattern of up and down, and it's getting kind of near top. If it falls and breaks back down in the 30, 38 range around there, that might be a good buy-in.
Can you do like a 5-year one or something? I'm just curious, did it ever have a low, like a real low, like you see some of these other ones that, or whatever, like 10-year, whatever, just would like to see, did it ever have like a?
Yeah, no.
Jesus.
That's a 10-year.
That's a 10-year. I mean, there's one little dip there I see. Other than that, that was probably COVID or something. I don't know. That is COVID.
Yeah, that would be COVID there.
That's the most negative thing I've seen on this stock.
Yeah.
10 years. Geez. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I only take a 10% finder's fee, guys.
That's right. We'll put this one on our list.
Yeah, seriously, I added it.
It's not too expensive, so
Oh.
cool.
Good.
Let's see. I know we're almost done. Todd, are you, I'm still in Mavis and I know we're on a 10-year.
I've been looking at it. See, it's at this low price. I'm thinking about getting in. Like I said, I want to get back in, but I just psychologically, I'll feel much better getting it in at $5 or, you know, what is it at 522 than 10, you know, I was excited. I thought I got to steal the deal when I got in on at $10.99 way back when.
Right.
And now it's at $5. So, I mean, that's what I'm trying to look at. I'm trying to find one to go back in again. I want to start, but like I said, it's sort of fun to have all these stocks at $5, $3. And you know, then I don't mind waiting it out a little bit more, but I just couldn't watch like Ford and stuff, like the ones that I bought like for $30 and stuff, just watching it go down. And Janet did Bros and we're just watching. I love Bros, but it was just like, I can't, it's like, I can't stomach it. I'm like, come on, I can't wait. Today's gonna be better. And it gets worse. I'm like, okay, I got to just start all over.
No, that one's not in there.
I believe, you know, it's really weird. I believe in momentum. And I'm one of those weird guys that losing is contagious. I really do believe that. So, and winning's also contagious. So I just need to regroup and like I said, start going upward. Even though I'm down with money, it makes me feel better to see my stocks rise because I bought them at $3. Even though I got out, I'm starting fresh and I buy it at $3, $5. It just makes me feel like my momentum's going the right direction.
Right. No, I know that's what I keep saying. Psychologically, I mean, this is just really hard on everybody. It's been a bummer. So,
but I'm always thinking there's gonna be somebody I'm gonna see in the news that because it's a bummer for them, bought all this stuff at $2, $3, and now things turned around and they're making, you know, tons of money on all their stocks because they bought it so low.
Buku money, yeah.
And I'd like it to be Todd Tenenbaum.
Right. That means you gotta have the courage to buy back in.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm just looking at this real quick because I am in this one, right? And so here's your.
What'd you get in at, by the way, Andy?
I am at about I think I'm under 350.
Okay.
Like,
I mean, is it still good to get it at 522?
So Mary and I were kind of looking at it. We were wondering, like it's obviously got some resistance just below $6.
Okay.
So I'm really going to be watching that point and see. But okay, so let's say this is your downtrend, right? And you get your points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. It has a crossover. So right around here, it's saying that the downward trend is over and we're going to start an upward trend, right? So you buy in on one of these days, you get in at that $3 and whatever it is, 347 or whatever it is. So from this point, you know, where's your trend shift? You got your crossover 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5 points. So maybe this is all of that upward momentum right there. And maybe it will just stop under $6 and actually go back down. Because because we have an uptrend doesn't necessarily mean it's going to like go through the roof. It could be sideways like this.
Right. And this is on a weekly one. Cause I was gonna say like your trend line, like, you know, it's been up to like $22 before. Like, why do we have it's still below all its averages? It's just, I know it's because of everything's going down now, but is there any reason why we don't think it can go up higher?
I think it can't. This was one that was almost like a meme stock. It really got manipulated back here. Where there was a lot of discussion about it getting bought out, I think,
right,
and on Reddit and stuff. And so I think that really pushed it up above where it would normally trade at, possibly. But it's the same thing. Maybe somebody will be buying it. They are still building their what was all their stuff, LiDAR. That was the word that I was trying to come up with there that I couldn't come up with. But it's possible they can be bought by Tesla or Ford or, all their other technology. They're being bought in Germany,
Okay.
right, for German cars to use their LiDAR. So, so they get a couple more customers, and then someone may buy the whole company themselves, and then they would jump up some more. So
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to keep going. I mean, I am still in it, right? This really,
See, that looks pretty good right there.
right. Here's your uptrend right there.
Is this is daily?
This is daily.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'll spread some of this out if it'll let me, or zoom in. Yeah, so you can see back here we had resistance. Let's put a price line on there. Right there, we had a peak point right here. Right, so I'll be interested to see if it'll make it past that. This right here, obviously, that's kind of a negative candle.
Right. Right.
But it was followed up by some positive days. So, so we'll wait and see. I'm kind of gonna hold it and see if it has any kind of breakout past these points. And if it doesn't, then I'll go ahead and jump out, because I mean, at this point, I've made 50 or 60%, which is phenomenal.
Right. That's great.
Yeah. And if it'll correct, then it'll correct, and I'll probably jump back in.
Okay.
It still has a lot of interest. So
Yeah. Yeah, I've jumped in and out of this one many times. I like this one. I just maybe too late now, right? I have to watch it because it's like probably too late right now. But it used to be around the $10. That was the great deal. I still, I don't,
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
So, all right. Well, it's been over an hour, so I am going to wrap us up.
Well, good job, Andy.
Thank you, Andy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, thank you guys.